Well, welcome to Bourbon Riders and another First Pour series. Tonight we're cracking open the 1792 Full Proof. And you say, hey Mike, didn't you just do one on the single barrel? Yeah, we did. And because we did one on the single barrel and we were talking about it on the channel, one of my loyal viewers let me know about where the Full Proof could be found. And I went right out that next day and bought the Full Proof. So thank you for letting me know where I could find this. I've been hunting the Full Proof for a long time. Really all the varieties of 1792, because I like the basic 1792, but I've always wanted to try the varieties like the single barrel, which we've done a review on, and of course the Full Proof, the bottle and bond, and the sweet wheat. I want to try them all. So tonight we're going to see how good the Full Proof is. Now we know it's not the same level of the single barrel. The single barrel is just a select barrel, basically the same proof as the regular 1792, I believe. I'll correct myself in the comments if I'm wrong. But the Full Proof is, as you know, most Full Proof products are right around 125, and that's what it says. So and what that is about is by, I don't know if it's by law or regulation, a Kentucky bourbon can go into the barrel no hotter or no proofier than 125. So a Full Proof simply means they get it back to that 125. Whatever it is, they dilute it to get to the 125, rather than being straight out the barrel and being some kind of 126, 130, or whatever. So it's consistent in that respect that your Full Proof will always be, at least from 1792, will be 125 proof. So I'm going to taste the single barrel again. I remember basically saying that the single barrel had more flavor, a little more sweetness, and I just liked it better than the small batch. And that's not unusual as far as single barrels go. It's good. 1792, even the single barrel is not my favorite, but as far as single barrels go, it's good. It's got a lot going for it. So we're hoping that the Full Proof has even more going for it. And then when we get the sweet wheat and the bottle and bond, you'll see that on our channel as well. I intend of finding and testing all of them, and then one day put them in a blind, right? So, other than knowing a little bit about the distillery, Barton 1792, they make all the 1792 lineup, and they actually make some other lineups like the Walcott that you see in Total Wine. I know they make that. And I think there's a few other spin-offs that they do. It's just not the 1792 they produce. But what do they say about the Full Proof on the back of the bottle? It says, bourbon insiders have long acknowledged Full Proof bourbon has a distinctively rich flavor. This bourbon has been bottled at its original 125 barrel entry proof, just as it was years ago when the barrels were first filled. Strong and full of flavor, this bold bourbon boasts an incredible deep and smoky taste, superbly balanced with sweet vanilla and notes of caramel. Now, I've seen them talking about vanilla and caramel in the other 1792, so if it's got more of that, I'm all in. So, as always, we've taken the wrapper off. Let's see what kind of pop we've got. Nice pop there, good vacuum going on. Smells a lot like the single barrel. Let's see if we can manage. These bottles are always a little bit hard to handle with one hand, especially if you're an old guy like me and has arthritis. So we're not going to pour it in that one, are we? That would pollute it. Let's get us a fresh Glencairn. You think I'd already been drinking tonight? A little bit of gurgling going on there, chugging. That's got some tint to it. I'll put this over here. Put its brother right next to it. I would definitely say that the foolproof is darker. Absolutely, it's a little darker. So let's see what kind of legs we can find on it. Get some good swirling action here. Get it to breathe a little bit. It is 125 proof after all. And we got some legs on there. Well, it's kind of a light coating. It's not very heavy. All right. Let's see if it smells like it did in the bottle. Better. They always smell better in these Glencairn glasses. Something about the design just really brings the aroma to your nose. Definitely vanilla and caramel. And you smell the proof, you do. And like the other 1792, I really don't get a strong oak presence. Well, I waited long enough. Cheers. Wow. Oh yeah. This is definitely, the single barrel has been put in a particle accelerator, and this is what came out. The spice is more prevalent. The wonderful sweetness and fruitiness comes across your palate and coats it. Oh, it's good. Oh, wow. I like the single barrel, but this is so much more. I mean, the flavor is just so much more intense in this. You get that creaminess. You definitely get the brown sugar and fruit and sweetness coming across. Oh, it's good. Let's take another taste. And there's no denying you can taste a little bit of the proof, but it's not an ethanol type taste. You know that proof is there. When you swallow it, you feel it on the back of your throat. You know that alcohol is in there, but it doesn't overwhelm the taste like some high proof bourbons can do. And you get a good Kentucky hug. I mean, it rolls in slow, but then it builds up speed like a wave. It's definitely going on there. But the flavor, I'm amazed of how much more flavor I get out of the foolproof than I got out of the single barrel. This definitely would be a good weekend sipper. In all sincerity, this is up there with my other cast strength and barrel proof ones that I like so much. It's joined the club. It has. It is in the weekend club. All right, well, let's take another taste and we'll come back with final thoughts. Final thoughts. Wow, I'd done another first pour earlier tonight, and with a bourbon or whiskey, I will not give away which one it was, that was okay, not great. It's like, all right, well, in my 3-4 tonight, you know what? I really wasn't that crazy about that bourbon or whiskey. So I'm gonna crack open this foolproof and see if that makes my day a little better. What a difference! This stuff is delicious. And the irony of all this is, I paid $51.99 for this single barrel, and I said on my video I thought that was a little higher than it should be, that I thought it was what should be around a $40 bourbon. I thought it would be a good $40 bourbon. It would fly off the shelves. And I actually did find it at another store a couple days later for like $44. And I said, well, here's one for $44. Go to the store and buy it. You know, they're not open on Sunday, but go to the store and buy it because I think that's a great buy. So $51.99, I paid $49.99 for this. And what a terrific buy that is. Now, I will say that this is absolutely worth $49.99. I have got more expensive bourbons, more expensive cask strength bourbons that aren't as good as this 1792 foolproof. So, $49.99, I'm telling you it's a good value for the price. You get a lot of taste, a lot of proof, a lot of value. So, comes down to our recommendations. 1 through 5, 1 being the highest, 5 being the lowest, and typically we put it over here, so make room for it. What do I recommend for the 1792 foolproof? Well, normally I'd probably say as much as I'd like it, go get it right now. But I think we're seeing the 1792 reappear back in the market with the other varieties, including the foolproof. So I don't think you need to go out and get it tonight. I don't think you need to stop the video. I do think it should be your next purchase. Now, I bought this for $49.99. Would I pay up to $10 more for this? I would. So kind of keep that in mind when you're seeing this, when you see it on the shelves, that I think it is a $50 to $60 bourbon and worth it. It's thoroughly enjoyable. I wouldn't pay more than $60 for it, so watch out for the occasional proprietor that's trying to make a lot of profit in one weekend. This is definitely the best 1792 that I've tasted to date. We hope you enjoyed this video and you'll like, comment, and share with others. We're trying to expand this channel and offer you all kinds of neat content over the summer, including some kind of experimental shows that we've dug up on the little crazier side of things, and we're going to be running this summer, and if you like them, we'll put them in our fall lineup. As always, never drink and drive. Please drink responsibly and find you some good foolproof bourbon. See you next time. This is definitely, the single barrel has been put in a particle accelerator, and this is what came out.